Okay, guys, welcome back to episode 5 of the podcast. We are back. It's been a month since we have been here in the studio.
We've all been busy.
Well, it's been a busy month. My goodness. In the time since we've been away, Michael, our last episode, we were talking a lot about Masters predictions, and we are now picking it back up after that. We've got a nice little run of content coming up on the podcast. We've got some guests coming up. So really excited for the next, call it wave or series or whatever it may be.
Yeah, we're a couple of weeks away from PGA?
Yes. You're going down on what, the 16th?
I don't know.
You're going
Tuesday.
down, yeah, you're in attendance, hospitality. Yeah. You love it. You love a wee hospitality, don't you?
True.
VIP, Michael. Yeah, excited about that. Kind of a bit of a local game for us, Oak Hill.
2 hours for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it would be good. I was in that neighborhood last year. It's so good. We need to go and play.
We definitely do. Oak Hill and Auckland Hills are two that you and I will play this summer.
All right, sign me up.
Auckland Hills has been teed up. Oak Hill is not a difficult one.
No.
Little road trip for the lads. Love a road trip.
Oh, well.
A golfing road trip.
Road trip's a bit much.
Well, you
I like
just
2 hours max.
You like the Maple Leaf Lounge is what you like.
Oh, true.
Bougie.
That jets.
Bougie, Mike. Yeah, no, it's great to be back. Lots of good stuff coming up. Not too distant future, we've got our own Canadian Open.
Yeah, true. Yeah, when's that? June? Sometime in June.
It's like 10th, 11th, something in around that week. Really looking forward to that. First time at Oakdale Golf Club. Not a club that most people outside of the regular rota of obviously Glen Abbey and St. George's, Hamilton, Shaughnessy when it goes west, that type of thing. Not many people know about Oakdale, but expecting them to put on a great show.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of some people were playing it the other week,
the media event
this week, a friend of yours and I that kind of got Oakdale to do a Canadian Open. He's got his green card, so now he can travel into the country.
That's awesome.
So he's going to come up and play, and yeah, it'd be cool to play it before the event. It always looks good before the event.
The grandstands are up. It does look great. I mean, you and I played there together, and I tried to picture it. What's it going to look like? And I couldn't picture a Canadian Open being there, but actually at the media event, I'm looking at some of the tee shots and stuff like that. It looks great.
Yeah, it was properly set up. It looks. Yeah, I was a bit skeptical in the beginning, but no, it'll be interesting.
They've got 3 9s there, so they've got a bit of a composite layout for the tournament. So great news that Rory's coming. That's huge.
I think I saw Fitzy, Shane Lowry, and Fleetwood committed. You've got Cam Young, Finau. So yeah, it'll be good.
Really, really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, RBC is obviously a huge part of the PGA Tour. They obviously have a great kind of history sponsoring some of the top guys. So great to see that the players are still supporting them the way RBC has supported the PGA Tour over the past number of years. Lots of content. We've had a break from the podcast, but we have had lots of content coming out. The bracket is really heating up. The last couple of weeks has been pretty epic.
We've been getting some emails from some OEMs.
Yeah. I mean, everyone obviously looks for their own horse in the race to do well, and people, the ups and downs of great performance by this, this head, that one should really have won there, and it really, guys, it really is. It's just fun. It's very much on the day. It's not really a reflection on which is the best driver of the year.
Yeah.
When you're pitting two against one another, and Matt being the tester, it's obviously a bit subjective to how he's doing on the day. And
totally, yeah.
He's been working some difficult changes in his swing. They are really starting to bed in it. Last week, not this Monday's filming, but last Monday's filming, I really noticed a big improvement.
It's good.
Yeah. The week I was away and you guys filmed, I remember texting you afterwards, and I said to Matt, it was like, driver swing looked long, looked a bit loose, and I know he struggled a bit that day.
Yeah.
And then the next day, the next Monday film, I couldn't believe his swing looked tight, short.
It's good.
Really quick, making great contact. So that brought the bracket to life.
Yeah.
It really, really did. So, people expect a certain level of performance from Matty, which is a bit unfair.
Yeah, of course.
He's not a robot.
No.
So he's going to have his good days and his bad days like everyone else, and he has way more good days than bad days, that's for sure.
I mean, when you've hit shots or I've hit shots and you try to get that last drive and it's
I know.
I can't find this at all.
Where did it go?
Yeah, and then you hit it, you're like, right, we're done. Headed that.
Yeah. So we already know one finalist. Titleist TSR3 beat Stealth 2 Plus
so good
in the best match we've ever seen on the bracket. It was an unbelievable performance. When he had either driver in his hand, I thought that's the winner. That's the winner. And it wasn't really until the final set of 5 with the Titleist I went, oh, how do you beat that consistency?
That's good.
Incredibly good.
Such a good driver.
It is an amazing driver. It really, really is. And again, but my mind goes to for Matt. And that's what my mind just said to me there. Great driver for Matt. For other people, there might be, someone else is going to do better with a G430 Max, or someone's going to do, better with, we're having great success again with Cobra, with Aerojet.
Yeah.
So, for Matt though, that little bit of protection that Titleist tends to hold within, but from a spin perspective, doesn't tend to get too knuckly. And, some of the other drivers are maybe deemed bombers because they do have the low spin ball in it. Titleist tends not to dip too low in spin. And the biggest difference for me on TSR and TSI was the spin doesn't go up as much.
Right.
Ball speed retention is a little bit better, and spin, the peak of the spin rate is being brought down a little bit, so it's condensed that window, brought the ceiling up, brought the floor up, the ceiling down, and it's a much tighter window.
Yeah, it's the first Titleist driver I've been able to play where if I do miss it, heel it, little toe or whatever, mostly heel, it doesn't kill you. You don't lose. I mean, obviously you're going to lose hitting it out of the heel, but it's not detrimental to what other drivers I've used in the past.
Without a doubt. I mean, if you can use it, I mean, it's literally a slogan that anyone could use it. That should be Titleist slogan.
Well, that's rude.
Go on, see what you're going to say.
No, I can't. I'll be beeped out.
PG. No, it's been good. Yesterday's video was my very own What's in the Bag. What are you rolling your eyes at?
What's in the bag today? I will bet you another steak dinner. Something changes by 2 weeks from now.
Well, here's the thing.
See?
What I've learned to...
I'm probably eat the steak dinner.
Filet? How's your Wagyu, Michael? No, what I will say is, and I haven't said this before, is if a product comes out that is unbelievable in performance, I'm going to test it. And,
we all
put
will.
it in there. And that's what happened with those PXG irons. I can honestly say the intent for me was to play I230s, and then I walked into the studio one day, and because I had done all the testing, I looked at everything else, and there was nothing I loved the look of enough to make me not play the I230s for the performance benefits of the 230s. I never once said that the 230s were exactly the iron I love to look at, but here were the reasons why: spin consistency, ball speed consistency, forgiveness. Okay. So
you feel attacked?
I've done my high horse here. So when the 0317 CBs came out, I just took one look at that shape and went,
it is a nice iron.
Yep.
When Maddie did that video, we both looked and I was like, this is quite impressive. And then I hit yours. I was like,
I know. And then you hit it again and hit it again and hit it again.
Not for me.
They're nice. They're very nice. So, irons in the bag. The one I think that shocked a lot of people was the sim driver coming back in, because it's been on the bench for a couple of years, but in testing was the best.
But you still have a TSR3 on the side.
I know. I will say, if I'm going to put anything in the bag, I don't use TSR3 because of me, not it. So in all honesty, if I start swinging it a little bit better, I'm going to be actually better with a TSR3 than I am with the sim. That's the reality. The sim is a great crutch for me right now because I'm missing it a little bit low in the head, and it's really, really quick. When I hit the Titleist in the exact same spot, spin, there's almost 15, 18 yards of difference between them. When I miss it in that same spot, it's not willing to give that up.
No. I mean, we talked about it, I don't know, during the Masters. We're like, where are those high launch, low spin drives
we did.
that we all used to hit? Like, and you're like, yeah, you're right. Sim was right back out there, and it did exactly that high launch, low spin.
That's your fault. I've just came to the conclusion.
I just helping you out, going, you're quite chatty with the driver right now. High launch, low spin.
I know.
Game changer.
Well, I think it was my speed had went down a little bit, so I didn't have the kind of bomber flight that I had a couple of years ago when my speed was in the 170s, etc. So, when my speed now is living in more in the low 160s, I need that launch at 13, 14, the spin down at 20, 100, 2000, something like that to get the kind of 285 to 295 carries that I really want to see. I don't really want to be going backwards. I mean, I feel like when we're going to go on to talk about in a second, but this new TaylorMade burner, the mini driver, like I can fly that thing 270. What do I want to drive? What do I want to hit my driver 280 in the air for when I hit the mini?
The demo arrives, doesn't have a 1 minute.
I know. In
the studio, and it's in your bag.
It's a wee bit of testing.
I'm surprised it lasted. I mean, I hit mini driver last year. Yeah, it was good. It's just not for me. I don't need that whatsoever.
There's going to be people that have just heard you say that going, you were unbelievable with that thing. What are you talking about?
I took it out for the weekend.
I know you did.
Couldn't hit 3 balls with it right back in the trunk you go. So, no, I don't know. It looks great. It looks OG. The head cover is like, it's something you would find in a lost and found bin with that musky smell. Yeah, it's cool. It's different, and you hit it great. You really do hit it good.
It's good. It's good. It was kind of peacocking the other day, showing you like, look at this. Like, when I cut it, I can get the spin to here. When I hit it off the tee, I can get the I get a couple. The ball speed was 161, 162. I feel so confident with it. It's quite an amazing thing. I didn't expect to love it as much as I do, and
I think the Canadian term for peacocking is show off.
Peacock. So, well, fair enough. That's probably the right term. So yeah, on to new gear, Michael.
Yeah, you showed me a video of it on Instagram the other day. We saw photos of it in November in Arizona. That LST Ping Fairway, it's expensive.
We won't give away how expensive, but we can tee that one up. That if you're saving up for one, keep saving.
I would say it's very stealth. Sim TI stealth.
Sim TI was really the first one that kind of had that, weight down low plate in there, heavy plate, and you bring that CG down, launch up, spin down, made of a certain material, and all that sort of stuff to kind of be on the edge of ball speed from a CT perspective. It's as quick as a driver.
The beauty thing with it is it's not 13.5. It's not 13. It's not 12 to 5. It's 15 degrees. You can still get it up in the air. I'm excited to test it because I use original stealth, and I have no reason to change 3-wood. No, but it's interesting for sure.
Give it a run.
Yeah,
especially with the unique nature of that Ping loft sleeve that you can go as flat as you can with that. Good point. So some people who can take advantage, maybe they kind of get the low lefts going a bit with fairway woods. Well, flat, low CG, quick, with the kind of materials used could be an absolute beauty. Be interesting to see, for the PGA Tour guys who, for them, the price is obviously irrelevant. $3.99. How many of those put it in the bag?
You'll have one in the bag for sure.
Well, absolutely. I mean, because that was the one thing I loved. I loved my Stealth 2, my bonded Stealth 2 that the guys built for me. But the reality is that kind of material is not as quick as my titanium Sim 2, and I just don't have that hot ball in it that I have with the other one. And I'm so in love with that little 5-wood. I know that the 5-wood wasn't the bag. I looked at it last night and that's a change I'm going to get ripped for again. But I was hitting that 5-wood when you were in the bay the other day, and it's that's in the bag now.
It has to be.
Yeah, once the bag's changed.
7-wood I can understand. You've got that 4-iron that's pretty good. 4 hybrid, get rid of that.
See, it's funny you should say that. I actually feel like, I thought I said this to you the other day, the 7-wood's probably the one that I just go, I just can't quite get there with you. I think there'll be times 4 hybrid does go in and 4 iron comes out.
I'm a hybrid.
I know, that's the only reason you're saying that, because you want it. Oh, it's a 95S. It's UDWX. Phone Graham, get another one.
Well,
honestly. If you need one word to sum up Michael Martin's saving,
here we go.
Selfish.
Oh, aye, very good. Rude.
Erin, for me? Have you something for me?
Oh, never hurts to ask.
It never does.
What about your new wedges that you posted?
Oh, well, and that's another thing. I was getting abuse online.
No. But those were in the making for a long time.
Long time.
Yeah.
They were commissioned many months ago. A couple of months, not many months. 6 weeks ago. I'd emailed Dill and I know how busy he is. And just asked, I don't even think it was 6 weeks ago. It was probably 4 weeks ago. It was around the Masters. That I'd messaged him and just said, AD, whenever you get to, I know you're slammed, obviously getting ready for the Masters. I'm somewhere around the floor in the priority list. But, if you get a chance, here's some specs. And Jonah's actually going to post them to the TXG. So all the different specs of pre-warned leading edges, tour grinds, which softens the kind of sharp edges round. Lots of people are like, okay, we need a detailed breakdown of what the grinds were on this.
Yeah.
And then I was scrolling through Volky Wedge Rep is Aaron Dill's handle on Instagram. So I was scrolling through his page and looking at all the different, sort of stamping designs he's done. And he done one for a European tour play that was, I think, blue and yellow or something like that, very similar. And I thought, that with the kind of IF, and I've done the kids' names on them and Tracy's name last year and the year before. I just thought for this one, just do something a little bit different, but I think they came out great.
Yeah, they look unreal.
Yeah,
nothing better than a bevel on a bottom of a wedge.
I know,
so good.
Yeah. No, and exactly. A lot of people asking why, like, what's the value of having that little pre-worn leading edge, and really what it is, guys, is that if you play that ball back in the stands, handle forward a little bit, you're not just tilting that leading edge down onto the ground to the point where you're negating the bounce, right? So the minute the forward shaft the shaft leans forward 10 degrees on an 8-degree bounce wedge, you're into negative bounce and you're literally asking that leading edge to dig.
Yeah.
And unless you have really good low point control and have the ability for that club to be shallowing out, you're literally going to stick it in the deck. Whereas that, a term that we would use, and titles would use, if you read deep into their kind of explanation of bounce is effective bounce. It raises the effective bounce when playing that shot. So the effective bounce might actually be something in the high teens.
Right.
Based on where that kind of pre-worn leading edge is. So for players who like to play that wedge, I mean, these are not just special treatment that I'm getting. This is WedgeWorks.
Yeah.
This is available for you guys, and Cleveland do the same with their tour rack.
Yep.
Actually, Ping do the same. If you go in, and I don't think people ever utilize the Ping offer to do these different grinds.
Yeah. No, I mean everyone offers it, really. I think Callaway might offer something in there too, or they offer more. They're like what John Rahm plays or other players play. Obviously, the Artisan guys do this, and you can go there and do the whole experience.
Amazing.
It's worth it. It's worth it for sure.
For sure. PGA Tour is in at the Wells Fargo, Quail Hollow this week.
Hollow, yeah.
Great stop, one of the best. North Carolina.
Rory likes that place.
Yeah, he's back.
He's back
after his little break. Good for him for taking that.
Yeah.
I think that was well needed, and I know he took a bit of stick because he pulled out at Harbour Town, but we talked about Matty and his swings, and we shouldn't expect him to perform at that high level all the time. PGA Tour players are humans too. He that Masters is such a build up mentally. The mental pressure. It's not the physical pressure. He's strong as an ox. I mean, I saw some video footage of him swinging this week, and I've never seen him look stronger.
Yeah.
I mean, next time if you ever see Rory playing golf in shorts, like look at the veins popping out the guy's legs. I mean, I know he loves his Peloton, and he's big in his lifting and stuff like that. A lot of deadlifts and these like squats and stuff like that, but he is strong as an ox. So it's not physical, but mentally that is a tax.
Yeah.
Not just the event, the build up.
The build up in Augusta, like for him, just must be when you see him in the media building, he answers all the questions, but you can tell he's like, stop asking me if this is the year. Let's just play on like we're not here and get it done and see what happens Sunday. But
totally.
I don't know. Hopefully he doesn't have his number. I hope he does eventually win the Masters, but there have been guys that have been pretty good and never won an X major like a US Open for Phil or whatever it may be.
I don't think he'll win one. I think he'll win many still. I think once he wins one, he'll have the monkey ball. It's like, I honestly think it'll be very much like Phil. If he wins one, I expect him to win 3.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines. I expect I remember when Rory first came out and on tour, and people said, this is the next Tiger. I never felt like Rory was the next Tiger, because if you looked at his consistency early on in the European Tour, he didn't win at a clip like Tiger won in the PGA Tour. I thought I remember saying to someone, I said, I think he'll have a career like a Tom Watson, a great career, a Hall of Fame career, but I never expected it to be a Tiger Woods career. I expected it to be in totality 8 majors, 9 majors, something like that. I never expected it to be, 15 plus major haul.
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
Yeah. So it'll be good. Strong field. LPGA this week.
Yeah, they got this like team event.
Mm-hmm. Quite like that.
I like it. They do it every 5 years, I think.
Is that what it
is? I think it's every 5 years. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. And it's in San Francisco this week.
Yeah.
TPC. Never played
Hard
it, but
Park.
Looks pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. We need to get out in the West Coast and play a bit more.
San Fran golf is good. San Fran, no offense, San Fran people, not a great place, but the golf is world class.
Yeah, I think San Fran. I think if depending on the level of wealth that you operate within,
of course,
San Fran can be either magic or tragic.
Yeah.
Depending on what you're
depends
packing
how
in the wallet.
high on the hill you live.
Exactly.
They say over there, climb, don't crime.
This week in the European Tour or DP World Tour, they're in Italy.
Oh yeah,
so big. That's
event. Where the Ryder Cup is.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Yeah. So lots of conversation, because obviously Luke Donald's over there for preparing him and his team, and probably looking at some of the potential wild card picks.
Do you think it'll be a decent team? Different?
I don't
really.
I don't think it'll be good. I mean, if you look at it, I think it will be strong but shallow. Right. So I expect obviously Ram, Fitzy. Who else you got up there that's performing really, really well? I mean, you're going to have Tyrrell Hattons in the world. You're going to have, I think the Højgaard brothers are going to probably be in and around it. Then you look at some of the other ones, and it's like some of the names that are currently on the list, and it's like they're going to have to really rely on, I think, some strong picks.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, you probably have, McIntyre will play in it, hopefully.
I hope so. I mean, personally, because he's defending champion this week in Italy, and I think that's something they've been putting on him. Like, are you preparing for the Ryder Cup potentially? And he's like, I don't want to be thinking about that. All I'm thinking about this week, here to defend, and if I play well, my golf will take care of playing in the Ryder Cup. But I don't want to put that added pressure on myself. But to me, he's the one I'm really hoping has a great second half of the year and kind of plays way onto that team, because I think he's a really feisty competitor. I think last year when he played the Dell Match Play, and he had a tough group, and he took down Dustin Johnson. He drove the 18th green. I mean, everyone made the big, rightly so. It was an unbelievable drive from Rory, but McIntyre drove the green, last year on 18 against DJ, and he didn't fly it on the green. He kind of scuttled it down and fed it in, but he's still the same thing. And he's feisty. He'll love that environment.
He'd be a good pick.
He would be a good pick. He really
or hopefully qualifies.
Definitely. Big news in the world of golf. Joe LaCava has moved on from Tiger's bag. Mike Marcievich is available.
What did I ask you the other day? Do you think it's illegal if you could give a player
a
piggyback while you're caddying for them? Because if that's the case, I'd give Tiger a piggyback around Augusta.
I don't want to know the things you would give Tiger.
He doesn't have to walk. I was just, all right, here you go. 175 out.
Very good.
Stripes it.
I give you 2 25-pound dumbbells in the gym and you can't lift them.
I know, but you're not Tiger Woods.
Exactly. You'd elevate your strength. So he's on the bag now of Patrick Cantley.
Hopefully with a shot clock.
Yeah.
Tell him to pick it up. Hurry up.
Stick a rocket up his bum. Speed him up.
My head pro would tell him to get to.
I know. Have a word Doug Rankin. That was soon sort you out.
No kidding. Too slow.
Out the club.
Yeah.
So I think that's good, and hopefully it does help. I think LaCava's a really well liked guy. I think it will help Cantley.
Yeah.
I really do. I think people will probably give Cantley a bit more of a pass, but they'll kind of go, okay, LaCava's an experienced cat. Let's kind of see if he can kind of help him. And I think Cantley's probably right at times to defend himself, because it's only a recent thing, really. It's came on the people's radar at the Masters. He was obviously quite slow and this and that, but. I hope that goes away, because Cantley's a good player.
Good player, stripes it.
Yeah, stripes it. Absolutely stripes it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've got a bit of a shortened time window today. We had a busy morning, and we're going to wrap her up for today. We will be back next week. We will have a guest in tow. So
Matty will be back.
Matty will be back. Yeah, he had some business this morning. So we will be back with the full team next week. Looking forward to it. More content. We're filming, as I say, the final. Next Monday we'll be filming the final of the bracket. So yeah, we'll dive into that, guys. Lots and lots more to come. Actually, we can actually tease it out today. There is a podcast coming out. So Club Champion have a podcast. Cassie and Nick do it weekly, have been doing it for years. It's a great listen. A nice mix of kind of light banter, and they two are great together, and obviously golf and kind of what's going on in the industry. You know, we have our podcast where we kind of, you know, are into what's current events and what's going on in our social schedule with the social content schedule with TXG. This is going to actually be bringing in the kind of four corners of the Club Champion company. You know, so myself representing the TXG side of things, or you know, Club Champion Canada as it is now. We've got Club Champion UK, Jason McNiven, my old boss at TaylorMade, which will be a fun one to chat with Jason. I just can't wait to see people's reaction to when JMac gets going. It's going to be
need subtitles.
Honestly, it's going to be comedy gold. I just want to sit and listen to him, I'll be honest. We've got Paul over at Pure Form, which is, you know, Club Champion Australia, and then Nick Sherburne, the founder of Club Champion in Chicago.
That'll be cool.
So it will be cool. We'll be diving into it. Sort of fathers of fitting is what it's going to be called, and we're going to dive into all sort of topics and aspects of, you know, our business, ourselves, our profiles, how we all got to here, our kind of accumulative time in the industry, which is quite interesting because I don't really think we're four old guys, but you know,
you are old. You're old.
Oh,
the rest of the guys are super young.
I know. Don't worry, I'll change your diaper when we're done this podcast. Don't worry, young pup. So it'll be good fun. It'll be good fun. So looking forward to that.
Cool. Very cool.
Okay, guys, appreciate you listening and watching if you did, and we will see you again soon.